In the first video, we talked about why isometric exercise is important for tendon rehabilitation. In this video, we're going to discuss basic protocol for the isometric exercise to talk about how to implement this exercise. And I'm going to do that by summarizing the results of the studies conducted by Dr. Keith Barr's research group. So here is the result. Let's first look at how long we need to hold the isometric loading to get the optimal result. Simply giving you an answer first, it's 30 seconds. Why? That's because at around 30 seconds, the tendon fibers that was initially loaded during the stress shielding was fatigued about 75%, meaning that at around this point, most of the loading will be redistributed to the weak tendon while still using the strong tendon to hold some load. So it's effective, but still safe because we're not just loading the weak tendon only. Then you might want to ask, how hard should I hold the isometric load for the 30-second duration to be most effective? And that's a really good question. So at this point, the research group is still trying to develop the way to accurately measure that intensity per each person. But at this point, they have general recommendation. The general recommendation is about 30 to 50% of maximum effort. Practically speaking, this is just enough for you to feel the tension through the targeted tendon without feeling too much strain. And they also added that if someone has a pain during this isometric loading, it's okay as long as it is up to about 2 out of 10 level of pain, that is diffuse soreness or general tenderness, but sharp pain or very specific ice pick type of pain is not okay. Gradual loading and unloading is also very important for successful isometric exercise for tendon rehabilitation. Abrupt loading should be avoided for two different reasons. First reason is that abrupt loading can cause what's often called jerk, which is the sudden change of acceleration. And that sudden change of acceleration can cause re-injury quite often during the tendon rehabilitation. Second reason is that abrupt loading and unloading also promotes more stress shielding in your tendon system. For this reason, what was recommended by Keith Barr's research group was gradual loading, gradual ramp up of loading for 5 seconds, and then 20 seconds of isometric hold, and 5 second gradual ramp down to unload. Gradual loading and unloading is also related to which type of isometric exercise we want to choose. There are two types of isometric exercise. One is push and hold, another is hold and resist. Push and hold means that we're pushing against an immovable object, immovable and sturdy object. So we are free to choose how much force we're going to exert as you push. So it's easy for us to do the gradual loading and gradual unloading. But hold and resist is slightly different because we are resisting against an external force such as gravity, like this picture that shows a wall squat. So because there's a constant force acting on the body, it's a little bit harder for us to gradually load and unload. So during the initial stage of isometric exercise after an acute injury, usually push and hold is recommended. Now at this point, you might want to ask, how often do I need to do this, and what's the sets and reps for this protocol? So the basic protocol goes like this. 30 seconds of isometric hold, including the 5-second ramp up and ramp down that we just talked about, is considered as one repetition. Immediately after the one repetition, there will be 2 minutes of rest. And we repeat this cycle for 4 times, which will make about 10 minutes of exercise. And this 10 minutes of exercise is considered as one session. And you can do multiple sessions every day, as long as there is 6 to 8 hours of recovery period in between the sessions. So this protocol was recommended based on the research evidence that showed that after about 10 minutes of exercise, the molecular response for the tendon growth actually starts diminishing. And it took about 6 to 8 hours of a recovery period to be able to recover that molecular response. So it's as if your child starts to tune out after listening to you about 10 minutes, and it takes about 6 to 8 hours until they can listen to you again. So in many of the research on human participants, nutritional intervention was also recommended. And Professor Keith Barr and his research group suggested an optimal dosage and timing for the nutritional support. In a nutshell, what was recommended is to take collagen 15 gram, collagen about 15 gram, and vitamin C about 50 milligram. So about a cup of orange juice would be about 50 milligram of vitamin C. So those two things, taking those two things 1 hour before the exercise session yielded the optimal result. The reason is because we have important precursors for the tendon growth readily available in your bloodstream by the time you start your exercise. So collagen is an important building block for the collagen fibers in the tendon, and vitamin C is important for forming what's called cross-linking. Cross-linking is important for mechanical stability, strength, and integrity of the tendon. So I hope this video has been helpful for you to get an overview of why isometric exercise is important for your tendon rehab, as well as general idea for the protocols and technique. So what's next? You might be wondering how you can apply this practically to your own rehabilitation. For this, we made a handout that shows step-by-step application of this isometric exercise for lower body rehabilitation, for patellar tendon, hamstring, and Achilles tendon. And also, we also made some video demonstration for some of the complex exercises. And these both handouts and video demonstrations are in my blog posting. If you are watching this video, the chances are that you already have the access to this link. But if you have stumbled upon my YouTube video through a YouTube search, then you may not have that link. So I will put this link in the comment. For some reason, if you cannot see the link in the comment, then you can just take a photo of this screen and then just type this address into your web, and then it will take you there. So the handouts are made so that you can independently manage your own rehabilitation, but it also tells you when to reach out for more professional support. I hope this helps, and good luck with your rehab.